What makes me a good demo man? If I were a bad demo man. What makes me a bad demo man? If I were a good demo man. What makes me a good demo man? If I were a bad demo man. What makes me a good demo man? If I were a bad demo man.
I don't know why, but I just like that meme so much. I really do like that meme a lot to you. So, what's up, everybody? New podcast here. Who this? This is Mal from Cartridge Games, and I wanted to start a podcast called The Graveyard Shift. Doesn't have "the" in the freaking joint, but yeah. So this podcast is going to be a very, very diverse podcast. It's going to have, well, we're going to talk about anything. We're just going to talk about anything, to be honest with you. Like starting from culture to life to gaming to anime to etc to ponies and all that stuff, psycho ponies like me, and yeah. So I wanted to introduce myself to y'all. My name is Mal. I am 18 years old. I'm going to start community college in August for graphic design certification, and yeah, I like graphics, man. So this podcast is gonna be on Anchor and on YouTube. I don't know about the other podcasts like sites like Google Play Music, Apple, all that stuff. I'm not associated with them right now. But once I get license or something like that, then I might start monetizing and start putting them podcasts on other sites. So for now, I'm sticking with Anchor and YouTube. Maybe SoundCloud. I have no clue. Or Spotify. But yeah. So I'm going to talk a little bit about myself. I'm a game dev for Cartridge Games. It's a little group or just me. Depends on how you put it because I need to work on my team a little bit more. So yeah. So yeah. I I'm starting to make games on RPG Maker MV, the newest RPG Maker engine. I bought it on Steam. I used to be a little pirate when I was young, pirate stuff, all that, this and that. That's honesty. But I finally bought the game engine and I am loving it. I cannot code because I suck at coding because I don't know how to code. And yeah, and that's just me, I don't know how to code. I graduated from high school, so I'm going to community college and I hate my high school. The reason why I started a podcast is basically it's like one of my favorite podcasts. If I could pull him up, like I started to listening to him because he was a cool dude, and I might put him and I might bring him in the show. Greg Talks, a good podcast to listen to. He says therapeutic. So, and I wanted to start this podcast. I used to do a wrestling podcast, but that's just for one topic, which sucks to be honest. So I want to do a podcast that does anything. So this is kind of therapeutic because I'm feeling a little relief, and I want to express my ideas, all that stuff, like ideas for video games and ideas for animations or something like that. Just express myself. So I'm currently working on a project, a Alice in Wonderland light project. It's going to be called Drowning in Madness. It's going to be on RPG Maker and it's going to be free. The reason why I put it for free because I don't know because I wanted to put it on Steam or Steam Workshop and just let people play it. And somebody's calling me the moment I'm doing this. I'm doing recording, and I don't know this number to be honest. that sucks. But so for this podcast, I'm going to like dive into different things and all that stuff, and just like you know do me. Cause I got nothing else to do, to be honest, other than make games and all that stuff. And I'm trying to get back into making music for this collective called Rep 2KS. Well, Rep 2Ks. They are a music collective that I'm in, and I go by as Noise, but I changed my name to Killustrator for some odd reason because I was feeling edgy. Lovely, isn't it? So this might be a short episode. I don't know how long this episode going to be. Probably like 15 minutes or something like that. I don't know. I'm already at a 6 minute mark because I started that intro with a what makes me a good Dimmerman song. One of my favorite songs, well, memes that I love so much. So yeah, I guess I could just talk about some of my games I was making. I made a game like Dead by Daylight where you play as a serial killer and you just go around killing people for a purpose. It's not gonna be like hatred, just do mass murder. No, that's some controversial. And then I started making another game just like Saw called True Sins, and it's just like Saw. Like you play as a character, you go around doing puzzles, traps, save people, all that stuff. It is just like a Saw game. Then I started to make a Project Hero game, which I kind of like canceled due to like I don't know, it's just some odd reason. And I wanted to start this game series called Slay Stories. Slay Stories is going to be a game about basically a universe. It's gonna be like American Horror Stories or any puppet combo game. It's gonna be basically just horror game. Paranormal to slasher to all this and that, from sneakers to hats. And what else? I wanted to make a musical game, like a rhythm game, or like just a rhythm game. So, what more can I say about that? Then I decided to try to make a fighting game from RPG Maker. All this is from RPG Maker, so let's just put it like that. RPG Maker only make RPG games and story based games. So I wanted to go further into that engine and basically do the impossible, or it's possible, but like you know what I mean, right? So trying to make a fighting game out of RPG engine is something that seems impossible but can be done. So I wanted to try that. So and then I went to the furry fandom, and I wanted to make a furry game. Like I forgot what was that one furry game that got canceled and got scammed. But I'm not gonna scam nobody because this is just out of $0 budget. Well, I bought the engine and bought some DLC assets, so I guess I have a low budget. But at the same time, I don't, because I'm broke. Spend all my money got buying like assets for this game, for my games and all this stuff. So one thing I wanted to try to do is like do the impossible with some of my projects. Like I make a war game, make a puzzle game, make a fighting game, open world, and eventually when I get better and better and better, I might end up making a GTA style game. And this game is gonna be called Protagonist. It's about an industry, like a company, well not a company, but like some group of people made out of criminals or something. It's gonna be like Suicide Squad, but open world. I have a lot of ideas that I want to bring out and bring to life, but sometimes I got nobody to share it with or nobody to talk to. So this podcast is gonna be something like that. Eventually, I will have guests on my podcast or another co-host on my podcast. Hopefully, I get a co-host because I don't feel like being alone. And we can just talk, express ideas, express opinions, and all that stuff, and just have a good time. So this is just episode 0, getting to introduce myself, who I am, what are my goals. My goals is basically to make this podcast, monetize it, get money out of it, so I can buy my other assets or maybe buy something I want for the games or music or something like that because I need something to do. And plus, it's something to do, other than streaming my game development, because I'm starting to do that, stream game development, and just, you know, yeah. Don't you just like autocorrect? Yeah. So, I should say my favorite, like, when it comes to music, I love, I gotta be honest with you, I love rock and trap metal and sometimes ambience. Like, the ambience just so good. And I wanted to get into making music for my games. So the graveyard shift is just something I could do. Oh yeah, let me tell you about the graveyard shift, how this came out to be. The graveyard shift started out as my first game dev team. Then I renamed it to Cartridge Games. So now the graveyard shift is gonna be a brand and for a show, which is this show, the podcast. And basically it's like people who has ideas and all that stuff and just come together and just create stuff because the graveyard shift is a shift in the graveyard, well, shift in the nighttime or something like that, so it depends on the dead shift and all that stuff. And I made two logos for the graveyard shift, same concept, a tombstone, but this logo you see right here on YouTube is the current logo I'm using. The other logo just has like, it's more metal, more black metal and edgy. So I like this logo better, to be honest, because it's just a tombstone with spray painted graveyard shift on it. That's just who doesn't like that, man? I'm thinking about adding segments like review segments of movies, music, TV shows, games. I might do that. Depends if I feel like it. And segments just I don't know, something. Jesus Christ! I swear, ever since time I record something, I always end up yawning. I don't like that. It's just kind of make me mad. So I think that's it. Unless I could just ramble on and talk about my universe. My universe is just one single universe for my games. My games is in one universe. So it's going so my end goal is to end up making a game like Smash Bros. Or like Marvel vs. Capcom, a fighting game or brawler where you play as all the characters from all the games or series in just in one game, like all characters from like J Star or showing Jump games. So yeah, so yeah, Um, I think that's it for now. I told you it's gonna be a short episode, 15 minutes long, and I just got two 15 minutes, which is crazy. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And this is episode 0. So this is not. So this is a introduction of me. To get a little. Just talk a little bit about myself and all that. This might be on YouTube first or on Anchor first. I don't know when this is gonna be on. It's just weird. So thank you for listening. I might do another episode probably tomorrow, or I might record an episode or an official episode today, depending on the time and if I feel like it, to be honest, because I don't have a schedule for this podcast. To be honest, this might be like a weekly, daily, random days type podcast. So if you want to know more, if you want more podcasts like this, or you want more graveyard shift, if you're ready for the graveyard shift, punch your ticket in. We're gonna have a bumpy ride. If you're on my YouTube channel, turn on no, turn on notifications just to be prepared. And yeah, I might make a dev vlog for my game. But yeah. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.